The COVID-19 pandemic has posed unprecedented hurdles to the country's system. The sudden outbreak of the virus led to the closures of schools, universities, and colleges. On top of that, many agencies were negatively affected. Our education system is undoubtedly one of the agencies that suffered a lot because of the damage brought by the pandemic. As a student who is used to face-to-face classes, it is not easy to adjust. I am used to our teachers being around and our classmates' presence. Before the pandemic, every school day was a moment of growth. Continuous personal human interactions kept us active. According to UNESCO, it has been estimated since March 2020 that a total of 1.6 billion children were affected by worldwide school closures due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In our country, the policy imposed by President Duterte was no vaccine, no classes. This made the Philippines lag behind. Both the Millennium Development Goals and the Sustainable Development Goals have struggled to stay on track. Quality education, good health and well-being, and universal primary education were all aims that were barely met. Mental health problems affect children of all ages, and disadvantaged children receive inadequate schooling. After 20 months of pandemic prevention measures, our country remains reliant on distance learning. Educators fear that prolonged closure has a negative effect on the students' ability to learn, impacting their future just a time when our country needs a young, well-educated workforce to resume the economic growth it was enjoying before the pandemic hit. Moreover, the effect of the pandemic on the scholastic achievements of the students is significant, and some include the future impact on their mental health, rise in dropout rates, and decreased literacy. The World Bank estimates that the number of children aged 10 and below from low to middle income countries who cannot read simple terms has risen from 53% prior to the pandemic to 70% today. As an academic achiever, I feel that remote learning is inferior to in-person classes. The playing field becomes smaller and the interactions are so limited. The idea of expressing oneself fully cannot be completely attained. The quality of life during this pandemic depends on self-discipline backed up by scientific discoveries and inventions. How can I promote the quality of life? First, I will arm myself with useful information about the history of the virus, how to limit its spread, and how to get the vaccine. Science and technology were crucial in our daily lives, particularly during the middle of the pandemic. Teachers and students communicated with the use of computers and other gadgets. The widespread availability of vaccines allows us to enjoy the outdoors and hopefully the reopening of schools. If I am properly informed, I can disseminate the information to my family and to my classmates to help obtain herd immunity. I myself is already vaccinated, but prior to the fake news or so-called infodemics that circulated, that having a job will worsen one's health condition or the vaccine might cause outright death. In the global scene, the UN Commission of Science and Technology for Development came up with an international collaboration under the principle of open science. Knowledge, information, evidence, and data are made freely, accessible, and available to everyone. Collaborative arrangements of open science, especially in the mapping of the virus's genome, helped develop the COVID-19 vaccine being administered to various countries. To conclude, the Philippines, along with its education system, has definitely suffered greatly as a result of the global epidemic, and science and technology are truly the saving grace that we all require in this time of trouble. It is not difficult to return to the lifestyle we had as students and citizens of our country through it. This is Fria Zenia Elganigan, a grade 7 student from Mother Goose Special School System Incorporated. Good day, everyone!